Okay, we are live.
Are we live on the anchors?
We are live.
On the anchors?
Yes, we are live on the anchors.
Okay, thank you for telling me that. Hello, welcome back to AHS Live. We are currently sitting in the AHS Commons on the night of Field Night, where we have students from freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior classes playing volleyball and soccer down in the athletic wing of the building. However, in the Commons, we are doing something a little bit different tonight.
Well, tonight we are running a Mario Kart class championship of sorts, an eSports tournament, if you will. We are gathered together a team of the 4 best players from the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior classes, and they are now competing against each other in the grand finals.
This is the first time we've ever actually done something like this here at AHS, so we are fairly excited to see how Mario Kart turns out. Now, for the 5 of you that don't know what Mario Kart is, it is a Nintendo franchise-based kart racer where characters from across different Nintendo franchises, Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, that kind of stuff, they all go head-to-head in races based on their respective games, and they see who comes out on top.
A bit of a strange idea in some ways. I mean, like...
In concept, it does seem a bit strange, but in practice, it really works because they really have the gameplay nailed down.
It's a classic. It's a complete classic. I'm sure that many of you watching back home are very familiar with this game. A party favorite.
It is a party favorite. So, to establish how we are going to be running this tournament, we have 4 team members from each class, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and we are going to be rotating them through after each race. We are going to be doing, I believe, 4 cups of 4 races, or 5 cups of 4 races?
5 cups of 4 races, and the game itself will automatically compile a scorecard after all 4 races, and then at the very end of all 5 races, whoever has the most points will win, and win points for their class.
They will win points for their class for homecoming week, as that's going on here at AHS. So first place overall gets 100 points for their class, second gets 75, third gets 50, and fourth gets 25 points. Currently, our, I believe, sophomores are winning the homecoming challenges.
I'm pretty sure at this point it's the sophomores who are winning the homecoming competition overall.
But that could change tonight. No one knows.
Change tonight. That could there's a lot of events going on, and this is certainly one of them. Something we should touch on is our freshman team is 2 freshmen, but actually 2 seniors also, because
the freshmen did not show out tonight to support their fellow classmates. So we had seniors Will Goodrich and Gabriella Erb step in to help them out, and I'm sure they will be more than able to fill in for the freshman class not showing up.
They'll be more than capable, and as long as no foul play happens, I mean, they are seniors, so...
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
All right, so now that we have gotten all the boring logistics out of the way, let's get to racing.
It's a great night for Mario Kart.
It is a great night for Mario Kart. Racers, how are you doing down there? You can hear the enthusiasm.
They're doing good.
All right.
Anyways, we are at the course selection screen right now. They've already selected their karts. We've gone all standard karts, standard wheels. We want a fair competition tonight.
So, for our freshmen, we have Riley. For our sophomore, we have John Collins. For our juniors, we have Kaylee Slagle. And representing the seniors, we have Eli Suffridge. You can just hear the enthusiasm from everyone's voices tonight. So, player 1, Riley, would you mind selecting a kart, not a kart, a track of your choosing? Moo Moo Meadows, a classic.
A classic, an absolute classic.
Truly a classic. Now, Moo Moo Meadows originated on, you guys could start. Go ahead to start your races. Start your engines, racers. That was, so Moo Moo Meadows first appeared in the version Mario Kart Wii. It takes place in the outskirts of the Mushroom Kingdom. As you can see, we have farmhouses, we have windmills around the stage, just showing a pleasant field scene.
What a weird idea for a track, honestly. Like, a racing track set in the farmlands of the Mario world? Very strange to me.
It is a strange idea, but like most things in Mario Kart, somehow it works out with great gameplay and great racers. So, in our top left, we have our freshmen. In our top right, our sophomores. Our juniors are in the bottom left, and our seniors are in the bottom right. So currently we have John Collins pulling ahead of the pack a bit. In the back, our freshmen, juniors, and seniors are, you know, they're duking it out. They're duking it out with their items.
We've got a pretty pretty tight competition to start the first race off. Everybody seems to be pretty evenly matched, honestly. We've got everybody very close to each other, and the places are just consistently switching. Right now we've got our senior racer Eli Suffrage in first, but just a couple moments ago we had John Collins in first, and now he's in third. So this is pretty intense from the very beginning.
You know, with the traditional Mario Kart setup, you never really know what happens. It's less of, I would consider it less of a racing game and more of a party game, because you gather a few good friends, you gather around a TV, and you just chill and play some Mario Kart. There might be some yelling and some slight obscenity shouted at each other, but you know, that's all part of the fun in games.
It's all in good fun.
It is all in good fun.
So we've got Eli Suffrage, who is now taking a very nice lead ahead of the rest of the pack. John Collins is in second, trying to catch up, but honestly having some trouble. These cows are getting in his way, definitely.
These cows really are getting in the way. Close behind, we have our freshman Riley in third place, and even closer behind than that, we have our junior, Kaylee Slagle.
And we got a Bullet Bill coming in here that is allowing her to pass right by him.
We actually have our first winners. So first off, we have Eli Suffrage in first, John Collins in second, and Kaylee Slagle in third, with our freshman Riley rounding out the fourth.
And as you can see, the senior team has now gained 5 points. The sophomore team has now gained 3 points. Junior team has gained 2, and the freshman team has gained 1, and that is how our point system is going to work.
All right, so we are moving on to our next race. So how this is going to work, we have our racers switching out with members of their class. We have Chloe coming up for the freshmen and Mason Baki for the sophomores.
Turn back around if you're able to.
The way that we're essentially going to run this event tonight is we're going to have the losing team pick the next voice, just to make things a little more, not fair necessarily, but to add a little more spice in. If we've got a losing team
add a little variety,
that wants to have a specific track, maybe their special track of the night, then we'll let them have that track. We'll let them get a leg up.
All right, so we have decided on a new track. This is Water Park. Now, this is one of the more interesting tracks of the Mario Kart 8 catalog. It has not only underwater and flying sections, but also zero gravity. That is a kind of a staple, kind of the gimmick of Mario Kart 8. Now that you have underwater and flying sections that were introduced in Mario Kart 7, where do you go? Upside down. So, starting out our race, we have John Collins. Oh, that was a switch up real quick. So we have our, John Collins, no, not John Collins, Mason Baki, excuse me, and Maxim Bondar are neck and neck right now, with our juniors and our freshmen tailing up close behind.
So yes, as you're seeing right now, you're seeing this zero gravity effect in action, and when you see the wheels turn onto the flat side of them. Again, kind of a weird, like, oddity that happens in Mario Kart that doesn't happen in a lot of other racing games. It's one of the things that makes these races more wacky, more fun,
interesting,
more whimsical, more interesting.
All right, so rounding out our second lap, we have Maxim Bondar in first, Mason Baki in second. They are still fairly close. Now, this is a sign of a pretty even matchup when we have two racers almost neck and neck with each other, pulling off sick drifts, doing their own thing, and yet they're still so close to each other. In third place, we have our juniors, and in fourth place, still our freshmen. So I'm sure they will be able to catch up pretty soon.
You know, this water park environment is reminding me of summer. Oh, it's back to school now.
Yes.
But, you know,
back to school.
It's fun. It's fun.
I'm sure most of us are wishing we could just go back to the 2 hot days of summer when we could just hang out with our friends, go to some water parks, have some fun, not have to worry about, you know, school stuff.
It was each day at high school today. Each day, see everybody back in their beach attire, wearing their full sleeve shirts, and their shorts. You know, it was a bit melancholy. It was a bit melancholy.
It was a bit melancholy. The weather certainly was not permitting, but you know, we rounded it out, just like we rounded out this race with first place Maxim Bondar and second place Mason Baki. Now we just saw them, those two neck and neck throughout the entire race, shake hands as a sign of good sportsmanship. Now that's a good sign. In third place we have our juniors, and in fourth place we have our freshmen. So I believe we should reconvene a bit while the racers choose their next track. All right. So how do you think that race went?
I think that honestly, both of the two races that we've just seen have been great. They've been high stakes. It's not been no one person has creamed the others, and that's been a good thing because it makes for an interesting game. It makes for a very interesting game when we've got a lot of very talented individuals.
I will admit that was a pretty close game. We still have our racers trying to pick their most recent track, but honestly, with whatever track they pick, all of them are fairly balanced, and all of them are going to be visually stunning. So for those of you back home who aren't able to play along with us, you are able to see the sights and see the high-paced action that we have here in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, we are running these off of the Nintendo Switch version of Mario Kart 8, but our preliminaries we actually had set up around the high school in the various flex spaces. Now, flex spaces, they are spaces where students can study, students can give presentations, work through homework with their friends, but they also have high-definition TVs and HDMI ports. So
there are also spaces where I can flex off these guns.
All right, but we basically were running our preliminaries off of the high-definition TVs in there. So why don't we take a look at this higher definition projector, this fancy projector here. And we have decided on, I believe, Yoshi's Circuit from Mario Kart Double Dash on the game.
If you notice, the circuit that they are actually a little detail that most probably wouldn't notice on the first run through on this track, but this runs around an island shaped like the titular character that this track is based off of. It runs through various highway parts and also beautiful scenery with a few stage hazards in our piranha plants and our cliffs. Currently for our racers, we have senior Gabby Erd helping out the freshmen, sophomores, I believe Joshua O'Donnell, junior Callie Swain, and senior Chris Frisky. Will, would you like to tell the audience what the ranking is right now? So currently we've got the sophomore Joshua Campo in first. He's doing quite well actually. Right behind him though, we've got juniors who just went to third actually. Oh my God, everything is getting switched up.
Everything is switching up.
Took over. Chris Fristed is
blazing ahead of the competition in first place right now.
Absolutely blazing ahead of the competition. Gabby Erb, not doing too hot. Not doing too hot.
She's trying her best.
She's trying her best. A couple of crashes, but
they're managing.
And we've got sophomore Joshua Campo, who's still keeping up, still doing a pretty good job.
Still doing
second.
Keeping his second place, not letting that go.
We got Chris Fristed with a nice speed now. He's making great utilization of these drift techniques.
We still have 3 red shells launching Chris Fristed all at once. We still have 1 lap. So honestly, anything could switch up. Josh could easily overtake Chris, or Chris could blaze ahead of the competition. Our lower 2 slots could switch up. You know, that's the appeal of Mario Kart. You really have no idea how the rounds are going to run.
Some might call something like that. based on skill and more based on luck. And to those people, I would say, you're right.
You're not
You're
wrong.
not necessarily wrong, but it's more about having fun. It's less about the glory and more about just having a good time, having a good night. And I think that's the real thing.
And rounding out our third race in our first cup, we have Chris Fristed in first, Joshua Ocampo in second, Callie Swain in third, and Gabriella Erb in a close fourth.
So while they switch over to their final course of this round, we're going to switch over to the camera and do a little recap. So John, another great race in my opinion.
Great race,
another
truly.
fantastic race, perhaps. Yoshi Circuit. Yoshi's a very weird course.
It is a very weird course. This course originated from the game Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube, and they certainly took some risks in that game, being an entirely new platform, entirely new console. You know, why not try a few new things? One of the main features of that game was you actually had two racers on one kart at one time, and you would switch off throughout the race.
Haven't brought that back in the series yet, but maybe someday. And
I believe they are being very passionate about their track choices. Now we have, I believe, from the Game Boy Advance Mario Kart Super Circuit, we have Ribbon Road. Now Ribbon Road is, it takes place in, depending on your perception, a miniature track or a giant child's playroom, where our racers are racing through a toy set and just having fun.
Something I don't really like about aesthetically, it's
You don't like most things about most tracks.
I don't know what it is. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy, don't you think?
I admit there are some slightly off-putting elements of this, such as the mini Bowser toys that were originally introduced in Super Mario World, appearing randomly throughout the course with their very beady eyes just kind of staring at you most of the time, and just the kind of general tininess of the perception of the stage, especially these clown bouncy. What's the term? The clown in the box, the wind-up clown thing.
It's a jack.
A jack in the box, like the restaurant, of course.
Anyways, we should talk about the game.
Yes, we actually should talk about the game instead of the courses. So, in first place, we have our senior, Matthew Lefebvre. Matthew Lefebvre is playing Link. The Legend of Zelda is one of his favorite franchises. He was the first person I knew to complete Breath of the Wild on the Switch, so props to Matt for that. That's super dope. In second place, we have our sophomore, Mitch. We have our sophomore. Excuse me. We need a list of our racers.
We could use a list of the races.
But in in third place, we have Will Goodrich, rounding out the freshman team, giving them a helping hand. He's keeping his lead on our juniors.
Gotta admit, the seniors are doing quite well tonight. They had the
Will, you're gonna get a text of the racers.
They had the biggest turnout out of all the classes, and they are some of the best players we're seeing tonight. The others are keeping up. The others are definitely keeping up. They're doing their best. But just props to the seniors. This is a very good turnout for them. And Matthew Lefebvre has just taken another victory.
Another victory for the seniors. And in second place, we have our sophomores. In third place, our juniors. In fourth place, the freshmen appear to have lost their lead. But rounding out the first cup, we have, what do you expect? The seniors in first place, gaining 20 points. In the competition, I mean, the sophomores in second place
somebody to record this.
with 12 points. In third place, our juniors, and in fourth place, our seniors. So, if we have our racers select their next track real quick, can kind of recap that a bit, and then we'll cut to commercial.
Well, that was the end of round one of 5, and just the seniors are doing fantastically. They've brought their best gamers out tonight, and it's been some close races though. The seniors have been doing really well, but the other classes, really fast racers.
They are, honestly. They have been particularly close in a few races, which, you know, playing for class points is going to kind of give out the edge in the overall homecoming competition, who can not only race the best, but who can edge out ahead of the other players. So, while we have our racers...
Okay, start wrapping it up. We're about to go to commercial.
While we have our racers selecting their next tracks and their next karts, we are going to play a few sponsored messages.
Here. The Action Club is a Kiwanis club for adults with disabilities. Every second Saturday of every month, you can head to the Port of Anacortes web lockers at Seafarers Way and Q Avenue. Once there, you can recycle your computers, monitors, laptops, tablets, Kindles, portable DVD players, e-readers, and televisions. The money we collect during the e-cycle is used in several ways to benefit community service projects.
Thank you. At the Senior College, we believe that learning should never stop. Anacortes Senior College offers lifelong learning opportunities to adults over 50 in a relaxed atmosphere. No test or homework. ASC is ran by volunteers including retired college professors, scientists, artists, business and medical professionals. Fall, winter, and spring courses are held Tuesdays and Thursdays. For more information and registration forms, go to seniorcollege.org.
Welcome back to Field Night at Anacortes High School Live. For those just joining us, we are having an eSports tournament in the Commons. We're playing the traditional party game Mario Kart, and we have our 4 teams of 4 students each from the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior classes competing to win class points for homecoming.
We've just finished up our first round, and the seniors have...
The seniors pulled ahead.
They pulled
massively.
ahead.
Like
20 points compared to the sophomores 16?
12, I believe it was.
12.
And the juniors ended up with 8, and the freshmen had 4. So the seniors won that first round. But we do have 4 more rounds to go of 4 races, so...
Anything can happen. Anything can happen in Mario Kart. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, anything can happen. So, we have our racers still selecting their tracks. But I believe that we are going to have a pretty good set of races tonight. For this first round, we have Riley as for our freshman. Our sophomore is John Collins. Our junior is Kaylee Slagle. And our senior is Eli Suffrage.
And so they are getting right into round 2. Good sports. And the track that they have decided to play on is Baby Park. Baby Park.
Baby
Go
Park.
a few
Now,
blocks into
Baby
Old
Park
Town
is
Anacortes
a-
and you'll find Dad's Diner. With breakfast
Baby
and
Park
lunch served all
originated,
day, you'll
again, on the
definitely find the
GameCube
perfect
version
meal.
of Mario Kart Double Dash.
All of their
now
food is
this
prepared fresh
kind of
each day,
non-traditional
from the delicious
kart
house
race,
salad
as
with salmon
since
to the
the
savory
kart is
BLT.
the track itself is so small, you actually run through 7 laps rather than 3. But with 12 people, with 12 bots running on this track at once, it can get pretty hectic. So currently, so far, we have our seniors expectedly in first place. with
Nelly
Eli
Keys
Suffrage
Music in
pulling
Anacortes
pretty
is
far.
your
Oh,
one-stop
actually,
shop for all your
him
musical
and
needs.
John Collins are pretty
As
neck
a
and neck.
full-service music retailer,
With third
Nelly
place
Keys offers
being
everything.
Riley from a freshman, and fourth place are juniors, Kaylee Slager. I don't know if we have an audio source leading out to the commons, but if we do, I'm certain you can hear the, oh, wow, this is just a major switch up. Okay, so we have John Collins in our first place. Now, John Collins is a pretty experienced kart racer. And we have Eli Suffrage pulling up in second. Oh, okay, so our juniors are in second place now. Oh, this is honestly really neck and neck. No, this is just the chaos of Baby Park that most people typically see with the amount of items that can kind of swing through the stage at once. It really is just kind of a minefield.
So yes, as you can see, this track is like every single lap is maybe 15, 20 seconds long. So it's pretty crazy how much things can switch up and just...
It can get hectic.
It can get very hectic, but we've got John Collins.
We have John Collins.
We've
John
got some
Collins
big
in
John
our
Collins
first
fans
place.
out there in our audience tonight.
We do, even on our crew, it looks like.
Second place, Eli Suffrage. Third place,
Riley. And in fourth
place, Kaylee Slagle.
All right, so now our team members are switching off, and we're going to switch angles real quick. Hello again. So, with that race behind us, the kind of chaos of Baby Park just goes to show how chaotic and fun Mario Kart can actually be with items tossed
it's
around.
a good way. It's a good track to show off just all the chaotic aspects of the Mario Kart franchise.
Oh, okay. Well, we're
already into another track.
Already
so
into
we're
another
gonna
track.
Turn around.
So our racers have already selected. So we are switching back to Chloe Thornton. Let's see. Mason Baki, excuse me. Abby Hilton and Maxim Bondar on our senior team. And
they are
they
racing
are off.
on Neo Bowser City, which is a personal favorite of mine. I think it's a super, super cool track. Weird, almost dystopian, like Blade Runner feels that I get from this track.
Almost like 1984, kind of.
Almost like 1984. Shout out to my AP Lit boys in the audience today.
Love you, Miss Masters.
Love you, Miss Masters. It's weird for like the Mario franchise to have
kind of like a dark and stormy, just, it seems, it's like off-putting, but they pull it off really well. The graphics of the Nintendo Switch are able to handle these karts racing at 60 frames per second, and it replays it all smoothly. The graphics are just stunning, better than any kart racer I can name off the top of my head.
It's pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool. And so right now we've got the seniors, Maxim Bondar, who really pulled ahead last round. He is in first right now, and he has a pretty substantial lead over our second place member, Mason Baki.
It is a considerable lead. I will give him that.
It's a considerable lead.
Typically, our typical neck and neck third and fourth place is the freshmen and the juniors. Now, these usually switch off about like 3 or 4 times in a race, just because of how close they typically are to each other. Like, as you can see, the juniors just pulled it. Oh, it constantly changes. You can never really predict.
It's always changing.
But our freshmen are in third place currently, and our juniors are in fourth. And again, it just switched. You know, you can never predict what kind of stuff is going to happen in Mario Kart, except for the fact that the seniors are going to win.
Little note about our first place member, Maxim Bondar, personal friend of mine.
Personal friend of mine as well.
Friend of the show, Maxim Bondar. He was a Mario Kart 7 player. He was a big Mario Kart 7 player. In fact, I think that he was on some sort of leaderboard, national or world leaderboard for one specific course in that game. I think he cheated. He's not cheating now, but
I mean, of course. I mean, saying that people are cheating is just a way to disguise the fact that you're salty that they've got some skill.
Oh yes.
Listen. So basically, what that means is that Maxim is better than a large chunk of the. Oh, okay. So our race is wrapped. We have in first place Maxim Bondar, second place Mason Baki, third place Abby Hilton, and in fourth place Chloe Thornton. Excuse me, third. okay, never mind. I guess I was accurate. It literally switched right at the last frame. You can never
Mario
predict.
Kart. Classic Mario Kart. Let's give a recap.
So, basically, back to the point I was saying, Maxim placed on a national leaderboard for Mario Kart 7, so he's got some skill at this.
He's got a little skill. Maybe the skill is more in hacking the game than actually playing. But you know, we keep our competitions clean, so we kept him off that.
You know, I'm sensing a bit of salt in the air.
Salt?
It seems to be coming from this area. I
What?
can't particularly
what?
tell.
I'm salty. I'm
Oh.
salty. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
I
you would
see.
be wrong. You would be wrong. I'm glad he's doing well. I'm glad he's doing well. I'm personally rooting for the freshman tonight because, you know.
Honestly, same with the fact that the freshman class, other than our 2 racers, did not show up. I was not sure what to expect, but after we had 2 of our seniors step in to fill the position, I'm thinking that they might pull ahead in the later rounds, but we'll just have to see.
They're good sports, and that's what this is really about. It's about having fun.
They are fairly good sports, and I believe we are moving on to our next race. So, if my prediction is right, we are going to be racing on the Game Boy Advance track Mario Circuit, and boom. What did I tell you? So, Mario Circuit is based off the Game Boy Advance track from Mario Kart Super Circuit, and the main kind of gimmick of this track, again, and the main gimmick of Mario Kart 8 in general, is that it has anti-gravity and flying sections. Now, about halfway through this track, there is going to be a chunk where our racers will glide up into the air and on a zero-gravity portion, and that is just happening right now for our seniors. Our senior in 2nd place, Chris Fristed, and in again, switching up, Josh Ocampo and Chris Fristed kind of neck and neck right now, with our 3rd place racer, Gabby Erb, and trailing pretty far behind, I must say, Callie Swain in 4th place for the juniors.
Callie Swain's she's doing her best, but you know, sometimes your best isn't. I hate to say it, but
ouch!
Ouch! Yes. Anyways,
I can tell she's laughing from up here.
Yeah,
we're all taking this in good fun. Trash talk is kind of
good fun. No.
Trash talk is kind of the staple of Mario Kart.
Yeah,
so.
it's something you gotta expect. But we have got Chris Fristed, who is doing great so far. Just got hit by a banana, but up until that point, he was doing pretty well.
Josh Ocampo is pulling up pretty close behind him,
right
in 2nd place.
Right on his tail.
We have Chris Fristed with a banana, but other than that, he doesn't really have many items to defend himself with. So we'll see.
Josh Ocampo getting an item.
The oil slick really tripped up Chris there.
Oh, just tripped up Josh too.
So we have our stage hazards kind of messing up our racers right now, which is the intended point of stage hazards. So we're having kind of a dichotomy, a switch in between our 1st and 2nd place, with currently it looks like Chris Fristed in 1st for the seniors, doing a great job out there. Chris, and in 2nd place, Josh Ocampo.
This is a surprise. We've got Callie Swain, who pulled herself ahead into 3rd.
Wow.
Very, very far.
A very far 4th place. I must say, I was not expecting her to pull back out that far.
Now we've got freshman representative Gabby Erb in a very far 4th place, though. But she's catching up, actually.
Gab.
It's just, it switches so much, I can't even keep track of it sometimes. And Chris has pulled ahead in 1st place, gaining some more points for the seniors. Seniors just crushing it today, and we have got Josh Ocampo in a close 2nd, it would appear.
All right, so after that great race, the seniors are pulling ahead with 13 points, the sophomores with 11, the juniors with 5, and the freshmen with 4. So, as they're selecting their next track, we'll be kind of cutting back to you guys. So, honestly, all of the tracks that they've selected have been very eye-catching. One of the kind of best things about Mario Kart 8 running on the Switch is its full 60 FPS performance and just the amazing visuals that it can put out, and getting this massive projector certainly is doing it some favors. What do you think, Will?
You know, one track I'm surprised we haven't seen yet, an iconic Mario Kart track, Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road, you know, I think we should probably switch it up pretty soon.
I feel like we've got to see it at some point tonight. I mean, it is the Mario Kart track to race on. You know?
It is, and it appears that for the second time in a cup we are racing on
Yoshi
Circuit.
Circuit.
Huh. You know, our racers aren't typically supposed to pick the two similar tracks pretty close to each other, but you know, we'll rock with it. We'll rock with it.
I guess somebody down in the gamer corner really likes Yoshi Circuit, or maybe they really like Yoshi. It's a surprise to me because I mean I wouldn't guess this track out of all the tracks to pick again and again and again. Yoshi Circuit seems
it seems a bit like the unlikely pick, but you know, it's just the kind of texturing of everything, like the visuals of just a stunning harbor and racing around a Yoshi-shaped island just must be drawing our racers in, I guess.
I feel like we gotta give our audience a little Yoshi impression. Can you give me a Yoshi impression, John?
No.
Okay. I'll give him a Yoshi.
All right,
impression.
you're gonna give us a Yoshi impression.
I'm gonna give us a Yoshi impression. I'll give us a Yoshi impression after this race is done. We gotta commentate on it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. We'll rock with it. So, currently in first place we have Matthew Lefebvre running as Link. Second place, excuse me, we have Colin Bunker in our. Oh. By the time I look down at my notes to check names, Colin's already dropped to fourth with the juniors pulling ahead.
Juniors pulling ahead, really?
The juniors are pulling ahead with Caleb Burton in second place. Oh, the freshman representative is pretty close behind though. Will Goodrich in a pretty close third. With our sophomores, they're still trailing pretty far behind.
They're trying their best.
And you know, it's all in good fun tonight. You know, we're just chilling in the AHS Commons, just commentating on some Mario Kart. You know.
Yeah, we got Will Goodrich in a
solid first place.
No, in a solid fourth place.
Will
Third
Goodrich?
now. Will Goodrich.
Will Goodrich. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I thought Will was still
yeah.
on the senior team.
Oh no.
Excuse me.
Matthew Lefebvre is trailing ahead. And a pretty solid first that he has just secured for the seniors. For the seniors. One more time.
Good job, seniors.
As we have the sophomores and freshmen run in third and fourth, we wrap up that second appearance of Yoshi Circuit.
And that wraps up our second cup, I believe, with the seniors with 18 points, the sophomores with 13, the juniors, hold on, let's see the results. The juniors with 8 points and the freshmen with 5, rounding out our total point count to 2 wins. 2 wins for the seniors.
2 wins.
2 wins in a row, might I add, which is, I must say, pretty exciting.
Anyways, we got some ads to run in a minute, but first, I think I promised everybody a Yoshi impression.
All right, before we do our ad run, for some reason, we are doing a Yoshi impression.
What do you mean for some reason? Okay.
I mean, I'm sure
okay.
Because of my pessimistic attitude, I'm going to get dusted by this, but I'm excited to hear your Yoshi impression.
I'm excited to hear yours. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Prepare yourselves. What happened?
Oh, okay.
What happened? Yahoo! Give me some. Beat that. Top that.
Bing, bing, wahoo. As you can tell, my Yoshi impression is spot on. And you know, that was pretty close, I might add. But mine was pretty good.
That was not close at all, and mine was clearly superior. But
all right, before we go into semantics real quick, we're gonna cut to ads real quick. So before our racers select their track, we're gonna cut to ads.
Don't go away. We'll be back right here on AHS Live.
Right here.
Right here.
Go a few blocks into Old Town Anacortes and you'll find Dad's Diner. With breakfast and lunch served all day, you'll definitely find the perfect meal. All of their food is prepared fresh each day, from the delicious house salad with salmon to the savory BLT. Dad's Diner, open Tuesday through Sunday, is located on Commercial between 9th and 10th Street. Come on down and grab a bite.
Kennelly Keys Music in Anacortes is your one-stop shop for all your musical needs. As a full-service music retailer, Kennelly Keys offers everything from sales and rentals to music lessons and repairs. Whatever you need, Kennelly Keys Music has you covered. Visit our website at kennellykeysmusic.com, follow us on Facebook, or stop by the store and speak with our knowledgeable staff. And make sure to check out our new music hall, Kennelly Keys Music, located at 1904 Commercial Avenue in Anacortes.
All right, well, welcome back to AHS Live, to our eSports tournament in the Commons. Currently, we are selecting our track for our Mario Kart 8 tournament.
This is round 3 of our tournament. The seniors have done a pretty good job in the first 2 rounds, I've got to say. In fact, you could say they've destroyed it. They've destroyed it.
They have, but something that they did not necessarily destroy earlier on in homecoming week was the murals. Actually, we kind of took the L on that one. We got 4th place for seniors. We have our genre of movie is musicals. So taking inspiration from Grease, Lion King, Wizard of Oz, we have a kind of just general artistic representation of all of them running through our mural. With 3rd place, I believe it was the
Freshman.
It was the freshmen. Freshmen in 3rd place. Freshmen were in 3rd place with their mural.
Pretty fun little Western mural, I gotta say. They've got like the little cow skin around
They do.
They got a little cactus. It's cute.
Their genre was Western. You know, commonly good, bad, and the ugly. So of course they had to take inspiration from old spaghetti Western films, Blazing Saddles. So we have
sort of a modern Western vibe too, though, with that car. You see that?
Yeah, the car and the highway route sign and the little kind of class of 22 emblem in the top right. In second place,
we had the sophomores with their romance mural, a personal favorite of mine, actually.
Personally, yes, I agree. Personally, I think they got snubbed for 1st place with the beautiful, just amazing rendition of Titanic, various romance movies, just the kind of artistic value of the painting on the mural is just great. And then
and
1st place,
up, we've got 1st place, which was the juniors with their action movie mural, which it's pretty cool. We've got like a little Indiana Jones. We've got a bat signal, but it's a Superman signal, and of course we've got good old Thanos. Good old
Thanos with the class of 2021. All right, and now to kind of wrap up murals, we're going to be getting back into our races.
Great murals, though. Great murals.
They are great murals. We might have spent a bit long on them, but you know,
you can never spend too long.
So our racers are currently selecting the track that they would like to choose, and they are choosing Cloudtop Cruise.
Here. We've got a little surprise guest star here, James Drew, popping in out of nowhere for the junior team. I don't even know if this is like legal in the rules.
You know,
I don't know if this should even count, but he's here now and he's racing. He is racing for the juniors as Ludwig. I don't remember who that guy's name is.
It's one of the I believe it is Ludwig, one of the Kubeling twins. Now Cloudtop Cruise is based on, it seems to have a bit of Jack and the Beanstalk references kind of running through it. You can see that our racers are racing basically on solid clouds. They're hopping on airships from Super Mario Bros. 3. And there's going to be a section coming up where they race through a lightning storm, actually. And currently in that lightning storm is our senior Eli Suffrage, who is in 1st place and a close 2nd with John Collins.
You know, the interesting thing about John Collins, I was expecting him to sort of carry the junior team or the sophomore team in some ways, because John Collins was talking to me before the show. He was talking about how he wanted to race in 200cc, which is actually a faster engine class than what we're playing right now. We're playing in 150. But he was practicing in that, and he's been practicing for this competition for a while. And he's doing well. He's definitely doing well. He's one of the better players as far as all things are considered.
The Action Club is a Kiwanis club for adults with disabilities. Every second Saturday of every month, you can head to the Port of Anacortes web
this is very close. After a bomb just knocked both of them out, we have our sophomores and our seniors neck and neck right now, with our juniors following up closely behind our surprise guest James Drew, and our freshman Riley pulling up in 4th. with the golden mushroom. Now this is going to give him an infinite amount of boost for a short period of time.
You know, funny thing about James being the surprise guest, usually when you have surprise guests, you expect them to sort of like, you expect them to be good. I gotta say, James, kind of disappointed in you.
Well, you know, there's always the third lap, which is what James has just entered. And this could be the deciding factor on who wins and who loses a race. Now, and this is especially relevant for the sophomores and the seniors who are neck and neck right now.
This race between Eli Suffrage and John Collins, it is getting heated. You hear the audience is yelling down there because it is honest. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We are on the end of the third lap, and I just cannot even guess.
I don't know if we have a live feed of the audio for the Commons right now, but it is just erupting in cheers. We have people yelling at the screen, hoping that their racers will do better without having very much to do with it. Okay, so our first place,
And
you could hear the cheers.
Collins.
John Collins pulling up in first place with Eli Suffrage in second.
I guess all that practicing in 200cc paid off for John in this race.
It certainly did.
He has secured 5 more points for the sophomore team.
In third place, we had our surprise contender James Drew, who, you know, despite popping in for real quick, he couldn't edge out ahead of the competition. I gotta say, kind of disappointed by his performance. And in fourth place, we had our freshman.
Well, anyways, let's give a little recap as we move into our next track, second track of this round.
And I would just like to confirm with our racers that we do not pick a similar track that we have picked previously, just to give it a little bit of spice. A little bit,
We're just moving into another track right off the bat.
Right off the back, we are rolling with Wild Woods. Now, this is a DLC track that was originally not included in Mario Kart 8, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has included all DLC packs and characters. So we are seeing a very fast race through woodland areas and waterfalls. Certainly giving it a little bit of a rustic vibe as you're rolling through this kind of tiny village where I would assume toads are living. They're just chilling, doing their thing. This is their natural habitat. But our racers are kind of disrupting that real quick.
How do you think the citizens of this village feel about a giant racetrack being placed in just right through the middle of their town?
You know, I'm not sure how they would necessarily feel about a squid and a ghost racing at insane speeds just through their town with, I believe, Mason Baki in first place for the sophomores and Maxim Bondar in second place for the seniors.
We've got no guest stars.
No guest stars.
It's back to our normal cast of characters. We have got Maxim Bondar for the seniors, Mason Baki for the sophomores,
Abby Hilton for the juniors, and Chloe Thornton for the freshmen. And we have got Maxim Bondar with a pretty nice lead right now. Actually, no, I am very wrong. Not a very nice lead, as Mason Baki is right on his tail and is pulls ahead.
Just overtaken him. Maxim is quickly catching up, though. He is doing his best. And we have got in third place our junior representative, Abby Hylon, and she is doing great.
And in fourth place, we have Chloe Thornton pulling up on the standard bike with Luigi, and she's just gotten a bullet bill, so that should close the gap pretty quick between her and Abby. You know, the variety of items that our various racers can use throughout is just one of kind of the best features of Mario Kart, I must say.
Yeah, I love all the weird and wacky items that Mario Kart has to offer. Some more boring ones, like just a coin, as you saw Maxim just put a coin in his head, which actually, the coin system in this game, every time you get a coin, your engine actually speeds up. So if you've got a max of 10 coins, you are going as fast as your cart can possibly go. And so it's sort of an interesting just extra element that they added in this one. Maybe not the flashiest thing, but makes for more interesting games.
It gives it a bit more depth to the races that can usually be pretty exciting, as we just saw with the seniors ending up in first place, the sophomores also tied for first place at the moment with 8 points each. The juniors in fourth place, the juniors are in third place, and our fourth place winners are the freshmen.
So, a little recap as we move into the third race of this round. We have got the juniors and sophomores and seniors neck at neck. And that's pretty
quite
interesting.
literally neck at neck. They are tied right now if you can't see that on the screen right now.
We've seen the seniors doing pretty well, but I think it could be time for a sophomore comeback. This could be pretty interesting.
It could be. You know, we honestly don't know which track they're going to pick next, which kind of style they're going to go for, but we can tell that it's certainly going to be exhilarating.
This has been an exhilarating night so far, and I'm sure it's only going to get more. We're about halfway through this event at this point, but again, just anything can happen in Mario Kart.
And they explicitly went against our requests and have picked Yoshi Circuit for a third time.
Did they actually?
Check it out.
Oh my god.
You know, they're just doing what they're not told.
Anyways, welcome back to Yoshi Circuit, everybody. Third outing here. I don't know what it is about this track. It is a mystery to me why it keeps getting chosen. I don't know if it's an inside joke. Nobody really seems to be laughing down there, so I think they just really like this course.
I'm sure they're doing it just to mess with us a bit, you know, specifically because we asked them not to. No, you know, that's just how us teens, how we roll.
Classic high schoolers.
Classic high schoolers. And classic seniors, as we have Chris Fristed pulling in first place, relatively close first, second, and third, with the juniors just overtaking the sophomores and the sophomores taking back their lead.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that the two teams that seem to be most evenly matched are the seniors and the sophomores. It's kind of, maybe I'd assume it would be seniors and juniors, or even seniors and freshmen, but
the sophomores is just the most unlikely combination you could think of with the seniors.
The seniors and the sophomores, definitely an unlikely combination.
And I mean, we might be slightly biased since the two commentators that are commentating this event are a part of the senior class right now. But, you know, it's still, we'd love to be proven wrong.
Callie Swain as Ludwig von Koopa is doing pretty great. I haven't seen her race this good all day, but she's pulling ahead with a nice second place. Okay, actually, Chris Fristed is very far ahead of her, but second place is good.
Second place is currently, I believe, Josh Acampo rocking with the Pink Inkling girl that his team chose as their racer.
That seems to be the sophomore representative, the Pink Inkling girl. They haven't changed her yet.
They haven't changed her yet. Which, you know, the different weight class. Oh, okay.
Oh, they just got
major toss-up.
Fourth.
Major toss-up. The freshmen pull ahead with a bullet bill.
Mr. Riley is doing
actually
fine, and he has gone to fourth.
Excuse me. I don't think we know this contestant. I believe we have a representative for the freshmen that we have not met yet sitting in that seat.
We have got another guest racer. I don't know who it is.
We honestly we do not know who is racing for the freshmen, but they are doing exceedingly well with being very close up to.
Wait, we got a guest speaker here. Who is it?
Hi, my name's Connor. That is Kyan Bauer on the left.
Kyan Bauer, guest freshman racer, and he got a nice second place for the freshmen.
Securing the first second place that I believe the freshmen have had tonight, with them eventually tying with the juniors for third place with 5 points, the sophomores with 10 points, and the seniors still pulling ahead with 13. Now, if they pick Yoshi Circuit one more time, I am going. Y'all can't pick Yoshi Circuit.
No more Yoshi Circuit.
No more Yoshi Circuit. We had a bit of technical difficulties
Bit
there
of
for a
technical
sec,
difficulty.
but
Sometimes the press is a bit too nosy. That's all I'm gonna say.
sometimes. Oh, okay. So we are rolling with the
already
classic
moving.
right
We are
now.
moving into
We're
another
moving on
track.
to our next track, the iconic Nintendo 64 version of Rainbow Road.
We have finally got some Rainbow Road representation, and I am here for it.
Just what you asked for, Will. Now, we have our kart racers obviously going through a majority zero gravity section as Rainbow Road takes place in space above a Parisian-looking city, might I say, with our racers currently starting out a very close race so far. As you can tell by the mini-map, all of them are basically on top of each other, with our seniors in first, predictably, our freshmen in second, with Will Goodrich. Oh, Will Goodrich has actually pulled out the first.
Pulling into first for the freshman. This could be the freshman's first taking of first if Matt Lefebvre didn't just overtake him.
Matt Lefebvre is pulling ahead as King Boo.
Pulling ahead.
And I mean, that's kind of a fitting character because the seniors have been really kind of championing this race tonight.
They're kings. They are definitely kings. But Will Goodrich is still just doing great. It's neck and neck. He's gone down to fourth, but really, I think all the racers are really close. If you see them on the minimap there, they are right next to each other. There's no telling what's going to happen on
There
Rainbow Road,
is no telling. But for right now, we do have Matt Lefebvre in first place.
And this is
Will Goodrich in second.
This is the final race of this round.
I believe it is. We have Caleb Burton in. Oh, Caleb Burton. Wow, complete switch up from checking my notes. We have Caleb Burton in first, Will Goodrich in second, and again, it switches up. You can never really tell.
If you're seeing this mini-map, they are right on each other. You cannot even tell if you just look at that.
And
so
they are not stopping.
This is a great race and a great track to have it on, too.
This has been the closest thing this has been so close.
And it's looking like Caleb Burton has pulled ahead. Caleb Burton in first place for the junior class.
For the junior class.
Second place, Will Goodrich as Luigi for the freshman. Third place is, well, it's gone now. But this seems to be the final ranking for this round, at least. And the seniors have yet again won, but the sophomores are coming in really close, 4 points behind. And the juniors were only 1 point behind them. So that was a really, really close round. I was a fan of that one.
That was honestly a fairly close round. And with the seniors winning yet another round, this rounds us to 3 points for the seniors. So far, no other classes really won a cup yet, but that could all change within our next 2 rounds.
Yeah, the seniors are doing great tonight, but the other classes have really started to pull ahead in sort of a surprising way, and I'm having a great time now. I'm having a great time. We've played Rainbow Road. We've played Yoshi Circuit 3 times.
And I mean, Rainbow Road's all Will needs, and Yoshi Impressions are also all Will needs.
You're right about that. You're right about that. They are moving right into another race, so we will have to run ads at another time. But let's just get right into this.
They're actually still selecting their carts, so they still have to go through. Excuse me?
I was looking at the wrong screen. They are not moving into another race. Wrong.
Excuse us. We have some people playing down there real quick. So our people are still selecting their carts, but if we have time, we are going to run a short little commercial break to help sponsor the broadcast. So be sure to tune back in.
We'll be right back with you.
Here.
we are back from our short little ad break, back in the AHS Commons for AHS Live.
And back to this exhilarating game
Of Mario Kart
tournament
8.
Of Mario Kart 8 class competition.
Our seniors have won 3 rounds in a row. Props to the seniors, I must say. But now we are getting into our 4th round of 4 races, and after our little ad break, you never really know what's going to happen next.
As we've been saying all night, anything can happen in Mario Kart. You don't know who the winners are until the very last race, believe me.
And they have selected their track already, so we are just gonna dive back into the races.
I am hearing
The
people
Action
call my
Club
name.
is a Kiwanis club for adults with
And
disabilities.
it looks like we
Every
are starting
second Saturday
with
of
this
every
track,
month, you can head to the Port of
Electrodome.
Now, Electrodome is a track that is native to this most recent iteration of Mario Kart 8. It takes place inside of kind of a rave area. You have bright strobe lights, disco balls kind of popping off everywhere, various zero-gravity sections that take you through, as you can see on the screen up there, pink and green sections of this track. Now, pink and green is a common color motif on this track.
As you can see, we've got a couple of character switch-ups. We have got the freshman now rocking Donkey Kong. I love myself some Donkey Kong.
Big Kong.
Big Kong, big monkey. Very big monkey. We have got the sophomores still sticking with their Splatoon girl, and we've got the juniors with Dry Bones. I love Dry Bones.
Dry Bones is a classic.
And we've got the seniors.
At the senior
with
college,
Mechalink.
we believe that
Mechalink.
learning should never stop.
So this is pretty fun, actually. Right now we have
Anacortes
got
Senior College
Chloe
offers
Swanson,
lifelong learning opportunities
representing
to adults
the
over
freshman
50 in a
fourth place
relaxed
currently, but
atmosphere.
she's just got a little
No test or homework.
John Collins representing
ASC is
sophomores
ran by
in second
volunteers,
place,
including
and
retired
in
college
third place, we've got
professors,
Kaylee Slagle.
scientists, artists, business,
And in
and
first
medical
place, we have got
professionals.
Eli Suffrage.
Fall,
Representing
winter, and
as
spring
he's been
courses
doing
are held Tuesdays and Thursdays.
For more information and registration forms, go to seniorcollege.org.
Man, the seniors have really just been pulling ahead consistently, and their skills that they've shown tonight are honestly just unmatched so far.
Yes, they are completely unmatched. I completely agree with that. It's a little bit shocking in some ways just how well they've been doing. I expected.
Go a few blocks
What I
into Old Town
expected. Yeah, it's
Anacortes
Mario
and you'll
Kart, you never
find
know.
Dad's Diner.
But it's been a great show.
With breakfast and lunch
Well,
served all
with
day,
the seniors
you'll
winning
definitely
3
find
of
the
our
perfect
5
meal.
cups tonight, it's clear that they've
All
already
of their food
secured
is
first
prepared
place
fresh
for
each day, from the
the
delicious
homecoming
house salad
class
with salmon
tournament, which
to the
means that
savory
the
BLT.
senior class will be getting 100 extra points. But
Dad's Diner, open
the other
Tuesday through
3
Sunday.
spots
It's
are
located on Commercial
still up for
Street,
grabs. You
9
never
Penn
really know.
They are still up
Come
for
on down
grabs,
and grab a
and
bite.
I cannot predict who's going to win these. It's been really tight, especially recently. The juniors have been pulling ahead, the freshmen have been pulling ahead, the sophomores have been pulling ahead. It's a pretty wild ride, and the seniors are just going to keep riding this until the very end, and that's great for them. But this is still a pretty intense match, all things considered. I don't know where things are going to be by the end of the night.
Certainly, yes. One thing's for sure, though, it's going to be a great first experience. Honestly, this first experience for having a Mario Kart 8 eSports tournament being live broadcast on AHS Live has been great.
We just saw Eli Suffridge with a little bit of a cheeky finish there, sort of slowing himself down. Seniors getting a little cocky. I mean, they have the right to at this point, but still getting a little cocky. John Collins bringing the sophomores a nice second place, and we've got Kaylee Slagle with a pretty nice third, and Chloe Thronson with fourth.
Certainly just a great race overall. And I believe we're going to be switching off our racers and switching to our next map. So, while we're letting them do their thing real quick, we're going to go through a little recap. Will, any comments on this last race?
Any comments? Start of a new round. New things are going to happen. That was a pretty standard race, all things considered, but I'm excited. I'm excited for where things are going to go from here. Hopefully not to Yoshi's Circuit again. I'll say that much.
Oh, now that you said it, they're going to do it. You know they're going to do it.
Oh, they
I'm
better not
keeping
do
my
it.
eyes on this.
You're keeping your eyes ready for Yoshi's Circuit to come.
Oh, okay. They're picking the Star Cup. They're picking
Sunshine Airport.
Sunshine Airport. Honestly, kind of an unexpected move.
A bit of an unexpected move in my eyes too, but let's just get right to this game.
All right, so as you can see, Sunshine Airport takes place at, well, Sunshine Airport, an airport based from the spark shine on or centered around the airport's branding. It seems like it's taking place on the Isle of Delfino from the game Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube. And as you can see, we're going to be racing through just our typical airport terminal, which for some reason has access to baggage claim and the runway. So we have our racers just racing through lanes and stuff. And it's going to be, honestly, all of the tracks in Mario Kart 8 are visually stunning.
We got a classic set of racers here. We got freshman Riley. We got sophomores Joshua Campo, juniors Callie Swain, and seniors Maxim Bondar, who is in third right now, but catching up to second. Third place, Maxim Bondar. This is a bit of a surprise. Sophomores Joshua Campo doing pretty well. Callie Swain overtaking him. And
immediately.
Oh man, Maxim's having some tough competition here. I don't know if he's gonna pull ahead. I was hyping him up earlier, but
with his top of the leaderboard stats.
But maybe those stats
aren't going to be good enough.
Maybe they don't mean as much as I thought they did at one time. But he's secured first again, so I guess we'll see. Second, it's neck and neck. Oh, and he just crashed.
Ooh.
But this is another one of those neck and neck races. You check out that mini map; they are all on top of each other. So this is a great match. This is a great match.
Certainly, we're gonna have to be keeping track of the underclassmen. I guess I could say that now because I'm a senior. That's a bit of a new experience. We're gonna have to be keeping track of the underclassmen now since we already have confirmed our seniors win for the Mario Kart tournament of homecoming night. It's fairly close though, so we're gonna be keeping an eye on everyone overall.
Yeah, we'll be keeping track of the seniors still, but it is just a wow, it's a close match between the underclassmen. I'll have to say that the juniors and the sophomores and the freshmen have been really pulling ahead, all things considered, and it's intense. It's intense. And these matches are still intense, even with the seniors.
Kind of predictably pulling ahead to first place.
Pulling ahead. They're doing well, but maybe they're not doing as well as they did earlier in the competition, all things considered.
I don't necessarily think it's the seniors doing bad so much as the underclassmen kind of stepping up their game, you know, with Callie Swain in second place is Dry Bone. She's pulling ahead with Joshua Campo pretty close behind, and Riley in fourth place with Donkey Kong. So honestly, it could, yeah. Of course, we have our sophomores pulling out the second place.
And as we move into our third course of this round, let's give a little recap.
So, after that kind of pretty unique race through just
through an airport,
through a traditional airport.
Yeah.
I'm surprised as to where we're going to go next. There's a wide variety of different environments in Mario Kart 8 that they can choose from other than Yoshi's Circuit because kind of doing this right now, that's banned.
There's quite a lot of fun tracks that we could go to. There's quite a lot of fun places that
okay, we could go to. Unique choice that they just chose.
Where are we going today?
Well, it looks like you'll see.
Let's find out.
They have chosen yet another spacefaring track, Rainbow
Road.
The Mario Kart 8 rendition of the classic track that's been around ever since the Super Nintendo days. Now, this track takes place on what appears to be an international space station with rainbow-themed tracking running through just the sky, the atmosphere.
Kind of a strange design for a space station in my eyes. Really blew a lot of money on those rainbow tiles.
You know, they really did. They really did. I don't know how much they cost, but whatever it was certainly worth it because they are visually a spectacle. Now you can see they're racing through what appears to be a gravity well or a gravity device of some function that gives the space station something to keep its inhabitants on the ground.
And you can see that beautiful render of what must be Earth. right under them. And I'm pretty sure actually on the stage, if you fall off of it, you will see your character sort of morbidly fall to their deaths. Or maybe this was in an older version of the game, but I have a distinct memory of falling off Rainbow Road and just watching my character
just
fall
sink into
down.
the darkness.
No, he falls down, and then he like lights on fire because he's going so fast as he's entering the atmosphere. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty morbid for a Mario game, I'm gonna have to say.
And you can see they do have shooting stars playing in the skybox in the background. So who knows? Maybe those could be other racers on other tracks entering the atmosphere again. But currently in first place, predictably, we have our seniors. In second place, we have Colin Bunker for our sophomores. Third place, we have Abby Highland for our juniors. And in fourth place, Will Goodrich for our freshmen.
You know, Will Goodrich was really pulling ahead on his last track, but this time he's having a bit of trouble, having a little bit of trouble.
And I mean, Rainbow Road is a bit of a troublesome stage, you know. It trips up the best of players, even at relatively low speeds. So the fact that everyone is able to maintain speed and maintain accuracy at 150cc, that's got to say something.
You know, it's tripped up me. It's tripped up me many, many times. But,
Many a time.
It's a fun course. It's definitely a fun course.
It is a fun course. With, the freshmen have overtaken the juniors. Will Goodrich has pulled ahead with a Super Mushroom into third place, with the junior Abby Highland currently keeping a slightly distant fourth. And of course, our sophomore Colin Bunker is just keeping that lead. He's not letting it go. Oh,
Will Goodrich, second.
Will Goodrich has somehow pulled ahead at the end of the third lap, so securing a second place.
Oh.
Second place for the freshman.
Second place for the freshman. I am sorry, Will. I may have doubted you early on, but you really pulled ahead in that course, and that's impressive. I have to say that's impressive. Right now we have got the seniors with a lead and the sophomores in a pretty close second, and the juniors and freshmen are tied in third. But anything can change.
Honestly, anything could change. Anything could change. And the main kind of difficulty that at least I'm having commentating this, I don't know if you're having this difficulty as well, where if I am focusing on one specific racer at a time, then so much other stuff happens around my field of view that I just can't keep up. I can't keep track of what's going on.
There's a lot of colors hitting my eyes at the same time.
It appears we have some visitors checking out our Mario Kart 8 tournament coming in through the main doors while our racers are selecting their next track.
Where would you like to see the racers go, John, out of all the courses that have not been chosen?
Honestly, if I'm being honest, I would love to see them. Oh, they're picking Dolphin Shoals. Dolphin Shoals, not my first pick. I would have picked the Animal Crossing course, but Dolphin Shoals is a very kind of varied course, and you're going to be seeing that right now with our racers racing through what appears to be a river and an underwater section with a massive underwater snake, for lack of a better word.
And of course, this race is going to wrap up our fourth round of this Mario Kart tournament, the second to last round. So things are kind of wrapping up here, but we've still got one more great round of Mario Kart ahead of us after this. Keep watching.
One more great round ahead of us for the sophomores, the freshmen, and the juniors to kind of determine who is getting the most points next to the seniors.
And for our racers this race, we have got Gabby Erb racing for the freshmen, Mason Baki racing for the sophomores, Caleb Burton racing for the juniors, and Matt LaFave racing for the seniors. And we have got Caleb Burton, who has been a real star player in the juniors team, pulling ahead with his first above Matt, but of course behind, so
anything could change. And it appears that the sophomores
Baki's doing pretty well too.
The sophomores are trailing pretty close behind. I gotta. Oh, Babam just took out Mason Baki. Oh, and Caleb Burton is gaining a lead on the seniors.
Caleb Burton is completely decimating right now.
A surprise turn of events. Oh, and a red shell. Ah, the bane of every Mario Kart racer's existence.
Oh, I hate him. I hate him.
The red shell. It takes out the best of us. It takes out the best of us. But Caleb is somehow, even after getting that red shell, still maintaining his lead, and he used his, wow, he just used his boombox item to slow up Matt, trying to trick him up, and then he also used his bomb to deflect a red shell, which is honestly kind of a pro strat. I'm gonna give you props for that, Caleb.
So as we are going to the third lap of this fourth race of our fourth round,
Hey.
I think that we should talk about some of the things that are happening soon in this homecoming weekend.
For homecoming
This
weekend.
homecoming weekend. So we've just had our theme day, we have had our beach day, and we have had our spirit day, and tomorrow, seniors,
Hey.
Toga day.
Toga day.
Toga day.
The
you
day
know.
where you can just pull the sheets off your bed and wear them to school and be fine with that. If that isn't sleeping into a tea, I don't know what is. But also, we are going to be having various competitions running throughout the week. I believe tomorrow is the performance of the final lip syncs for each class, and then wrapping up, we have Caleb. Excuse me, we have Caleb Burton in first place for the juniors, kind of upsetting the natural structure of things, but you know, we're rocking with it. Matt Lefebvre pulling up for the the seniors. Mason Baki pulling up for the sophomores in third place, and Gabby Erb rounding out the freshmen in fourth.
And anyways, this is going to wrap up our
fourth
second to final round of this Mario Kart tournament. And we're gonna talk to the audience real fast before we move into another commercial break.
Before we talk to the audience, we'd like to just take a look at the scoreboard real quick. We have our seniors in first again. Even though they have already secured their win, we are going to be checking out the sophomores, the juniors, and the freshmen to see who is pulling ahead of each other. And it appears that right now the sophomores and the juniors are tied. So currently we have 3 points for the seniors, 1 point for the sophomores, and 1 point for the juniors.
Well, we're basing it off of the final score that the game gives them, so it's like a cumulative thing. But
okay.
It's still general, same idea. Anyways, so.
It appears we have 4 more races.
We have 4 more races, 1 more round to do after this, and that'll really wrap up our competition, and we'll have some final scores for you, have some homecoming points to give out, and speaking of homecoming, if you haven't bought your homecoming dance ticket yet, it's probably a good idea. I think you can still buy them tomorrow, right?
Yes. So you can buy them at I believe the ASB window.
ASB window.
For $20. If you do not buy them then, they will be $25 at the door. And to keep, we're gonna be cutting to commercial real quick, so don't select your track just yet, racers. But to round out the week of homecoming festivities, we are also going to be doing lip syncs tomorrow, and float building and the Anacortes High School float parade on Friday.
You know, as far as homecoming goes, seniors haven't been doing too hot so far as far as the murals, but there's a ton of other events that we could pull ahead in, and I'm rooting for us. And we've done great in this event. I don't know how we've been doing on the other field night events, but maybe we'll have some scores to talk about in a minute. But anyways,
let's cut to commercial real quick.
Let's cut to commercials.
The Action Club is a Kiwanis club for adults with disabilities. Every second Saturday of every month, you can head to the Port of Anacortes web lockers at Seafarers Way and Q Avenue. Once there, you can recycle your computers, monitors, laptops, tablets, Kindles, portable DVD players, e-readers, and televisions. The money we collect during the e-cycle is used in several ways to benefit community service projects.
Thank you.
At the Senior College, we believe that learning should never stop. Anacortes Senior College offers lifelong learning opportunities to adults over 50 in a relaxed atmosphere. No test or homework. ASC is ran by volunteers including retired college professors, scientists, artists, business and medical professionals.
Fall, winter, and spring courses are held Tuesdays and Thursdays.
For more information and registration forms, go to seniorcollege.org.
We are live
We
Again,
are live.
I
We are
guess.
back with more Mario Kart here at the Seahawks Commons Room, Seahawks Lunchroom, and yeah, it's been a great night so far. We've had a lot of success for the seniors, but the other classes have been doing pretty well. In fact, the seniors have pretty much won the night. But
Yeah, pretty much. So we are, if I'm counting correctly, we have 3 wins for the seniors and a combined tie win for the sophomores and the juniors, with the freshmen not receiving any wins yet for their class, but that could all change in this next match.
that could all change.
So we are going to be launching into our first race of the last cup.
Last couple races. Everybody's ready. It is currently 8:58 here at the Commons, and we are doing our final race, or final couple races.
We are actually going to be prematurely cutting off this cup with having only 2 races instead of the traditional 4 to make sure that we don't go too far over time. Apologies for everyone who's staying.
Yeah, you know, this event has gone on a bit longer than expected, but I mean, we've all been having a pretty good time out here. It's been a good old time. The spirits have been high. Everybody's been yelling, but it's been all in good fun.
And our racers are currently racing on Hyrule Castle, a map based on the video game series Legend of Zelda. Now, this map takes you through the plains and the forests and the eventual just majesty that is Hyrule Castle, with a Master Sword shrine in the middle. And it's rather fitting that our first place racer for the seniors is playing as Link, the protagonist of the Legend of Zelda series.
Home field advantage? Home field advantage?
A little bit.
I'd say, yes. But we have got, currently, we have Riley as Waluigi for the freshman. Nice character. We've got John Collins, sticking with the Splatoon girl. For the sophomores, we have got Abby as once again.
Abby Highland.
Abby Highland for the juniors. And we have got Eli Suffrage as Link for the
Seniors.
And Eli is continually doing this kind of weird camera trick. I don't know if it's a strategy or if it's
I think it's just, honestly, I think it's just a way of kind of boasting.
Yeah, Eli seems like he's been a very boastful racer. He's been doing some pretty cheeky, he's doing it a lot. He's been doing some pretty cheeky things.
Although you kind of got to stay humble when those blue shells are coming after you.
Yeah, you know, you can. First rule of Mario Kart.
Those blue shells quite literally just magnetically attach.
They get you.
If you're in first place, you better keep an eye out.
Yeah, you know.
So we are on our third lap, actually, for Eli. We are on our 3rd lap of the first of 2 races in our final cup tonight. And whoever, between the freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, whoever wins will determine who gets 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place in the overall homecoming Mario Kart 8 tournament.
And yeah, it's a pretty close match this time around, and that's always good. Evenly matched players, and I think as far as the sophomores, juniors, and freshmen go, they're pretty evenly matched this time around. They're continually overtaking each other, as we've seen in all the best races tonight, and so this one's been pretty enjoyable to watch so far.
The juniors and the freshmen are pretty consistently neck and neck, with the juniors rocking as Waluigi. No, excuse me. The freshmen walking as Waluigi in 3rd place with the bullet bill to kind of round out the race, and in 4th place we've got the freshmen. Excuse me, the juniors. I am tripping up right now. But we have our last race of the night, racers.
Last race of the night, so we're expecting a pretty cool track and some pretty great racers this time around.
Personal recommendation, I would highly recommend the Animal Crossing track in the Leaf Cup, or Dry Desert in the Banana Cup.
I want to do Wario Stadium because Wario's cool.
Wario is pretty cool. But, you know, I guess we are rocking with the classics. We are rocking with the classics tonight, Moo Moo Meadows. This is our last race of the evening, with Chloe Thornton representing our freshmen, Mason Baki for our sophomores, Callie Swain for our juniors, and Maxim Bondar for our seniors.
You know, I wouldn't really expect Moo Moo Meadows to be our climactic final race, but kind of classy, you know?
It is. It is kind of classy. As the sun's setting on a lovely day in the pasture, the sun is setting on our Mario Kart 8 tournament here. Thank you. I'm rather good at those. So currently we have our sophomores. Oh, it's kind of neck and neck right now with the sophomores in first place, the seniors in second, the juniors rounding up third, and the freshmen trailing behind at fourth.
Yeah, we've got the. It's nice to see the sophomores pick up a first place lead, at least at this point in time, for our final race, because we've seen the seniors mostly dominating with the sophomores. Mason Baki has been a pretty great member, all things considered.
And with this final scoring, the sophomores and the juniors are tied at the moment for wins. So this final race is going to determine who gets 75 points for their class and who gets 50.
That's actually a pretty intense way to end the evening. 75 points are on the line. 75 points. And, like, I just want to win 75 points for my class.
Well, you don't have to worry about that because we've already won 100 from this tournament.
Senior power.
Clap,
right?
clap, clap, clap.
Senior power.
No one's clapping. Okay. All right. So currently in first place we have our sophomores. Mason Baki and John Collins have honestly been kind of keeping the sophomores on lock, making sure that everyone is trying their hardest, doing their best. They are maintaining a solid second place behind the obvious seniors. Maxim Bondar is obviously keeping his lead pretty tight. And, this is pretty close. Oh, no, it was so close there. But the sophomores slightly edged out the juniors for that win.
And of course we've got classic Maxim with his cheeky little slow down, then stop, then cross the finish line. Pretty fun.
So, to wrap up our tournament, we have the seniors with 3 wins under their belt. The seniors in first place with 3 wins under their belt. The juniors in second place with 2 wins. The sophomores in third place with 1 win. And the freshmen putting in a valiant effort and having 2 seniors fill in for their classmates.
This has been a pretty crazy night, all things considered. I mean, there have been some great races. The seniors have been the obvious dominators of the night. They had a great turnout, and they had some great players. And in some ways, I think it was a well-deserved win. It was a very well-deserved win on their part. And of course, we had some great sports from the seniors joining the freshman team. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy, all things considered. But I'm also sad.
That is true. We are going to be wrapping up our broadcast for the night, so we very much appreciate your viewing of this kind of first ever esports tournament here at Anacortes High School. If this turns out pretty well, if everybody likes it, who knows? We may start doing these more frequently.
Yeah, it's been a great experience just commentating over it, and it's been great to see how close that everybody's gotten into it. And it's been a great night, all things considered. Remember, tomorrow is Spirit Day and Toga Day, so freshmen, sophomores, and juniors wear purple, and seniors wear togas.
Seniors, wear your bed sheets, and then be sure to pick up your homecoming tickets before 12:45 tomorrow at the ASB window, and Friday is float loading. And with that, we're pretty much wrapping up our broadcast.
I'm Will McCracken.
And I'm John Harrison. Have a great night.
AHS.
Have a great night.
Have a great night. Goodbye.